Jeff.
Yep.
Mahogany. Frakes.
Mama said knock you out.
I was hoping for another non-committal sound, but
No.
Terrence. There it is. Who else has been watching Tesla trucks chop people's carrots in half?
Nobody.
We're like the Tesla trunk when it closes. There's no safety precautions, so like people have been putting carrots in there, and it snaps the carrots in half.
Yeah, that would do the same thing to your fingers.
Yeah, it's fucking sharp steel with no security blanket. And somebody said, if you pay an arm and a leg for a truck, you think they would put security in there? And it's like, well, if you can afford this truck, you can buy a new finger.
Yeah.
Also, if you bought that truck, you fucking dummy. It's like the people that bought NFTs.
Hey, at least the truck is a physical product you could like look stupid in public in front of people's real eyeballs.
Yeah, you have to go online to look stupid with an NFT.
Yeah.
Jacksonville has some Cybertrucks rolling around.
Oh.
Yeah, I've seen a lot more Tesla cars, even like, there's a Tesla charging station in St. George, South Carolina.
No shit. St. George?
It's in front of the Food Lion. It's like it's just a bunch of booths that you can park at and charge your car.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
How much does that cost, I wonder?
I assume it's costing Tesla or whatever. Because
No, I'm pretty sure that the person has to like pay for that.
Oh, are they coin op? Is that what this is?
I don't own an electric vehicle, so I'm not sure, but it's weird to see one in such a small, out of the way place. I know it's right off 95, so that kind of makes sense, but like there's a number of towns before and after St. George.
Yeah, but St. George has the Flying J. Flying J, baby.
Is that a cryptid?
Well, it won't attract Tesla users in the slightest because it's a fucking truck stop.
Oh, shit.
Now, I did see a video of a electric vehicle charging station in Australia out in the middle of the outback. Somebody rolled up to it and they were filming it and they were like, that is an EV charging station. And if you're paying over to the left, and it was just a diesel generator running all the time.
Wow.
To keep that charging station going.
Our environmentally friendly solution, the Tesla.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would have thought they'd use solar panels.
You would have thought.
Well,
A wind turbine?
you got all this extra leaded gasoline lying around.
Yes.
Well, the problem with solar power in Australia is that's where the spider atmosphere is, and the sun doesn't come through like it's supposed to.
Spider atmosphere.
There's an atmosphere of floating spiders.
You lie.
Actually, no. There have been a lot of documented pictures where it looks like snow, but it's just spider web across trees that blanket the landscape.
Mm.
Yeah, apparently they're so light, sometimes they float up there and they stay there for a while in groups.
I mean, you think, oh my God, that's horrific. There's nothing like that here. And then you walk somewhere and you think you're walking through a cloud of gnats, but it's actually a bunch of baby cockroaches.
Gross.
Yeah. Those fuckers fly.
That's so nasty.
Mhm.
It is
Makes
called
me wanna-
ballooning. Oh,
Makes me want to go get a can of air spray and a lighter and have some fun.
The process that Toker was referring to is called ballooning or sometimes kiting.
If you go down a little bit, it talks about spiders fly on the currents of Earth's electric field. That's how they travel across oceans.
Oh, that's
Man.
awesome.
Fuck spiders.
Yeah. All
I
right.
mean,
Well, I just wanted to talk about how shitty the Tesla truck is. I don't know how we got on spiders. I'm not mad about it.
You're not mad about spiders or the Tesla truck?
I mean, I'm not mad about the Tesla truck because I didn't pay for it. And I'm not mad about the spiders. I'm horrified. It's a different sensation altogether. When I was
Okay,
working at oh sorry, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, it's better I go first because I'm going to need about 3.5 minutes. You're talking about spiders, and I just remembered that my plants are still outside and I need to go bring them in before
Spiders
the yard.
Oh, so it's better if I go first.
No, because I'm leaving.
Oh.
I'll be back in about 3.5 minutes. So talk.
So
Going to rescue my
there's
plants.
the brown widow, not the black widow, the brown widow. They do the ballooning thing that you're talking about. When they hatch, thousands of them come out of these little. They look like old mines, like floating mine in the ocean. Little spiky balls, submarine
yes.
killers. Those eggs hatch and they get caught in a wind current, and wherever they land, they live now. And be thousands of them in one little egg sac. So the Terminix guy was talking about how he's like, yeah, I just left. I think it was like a movie rental place, if that dates it at all. So it's been a while. They had an infestation. He goes, I got a bunch of spiders ballooned over there, and I was like, oh, that sounds terrifying. Please tell me more. And he explained the process to me, and I didn't sleep that night. Awful to hear that thousands of spiders could just show up.
Every mote of dust that lands on your face, you're like,
yeah, it's awful.
That's why I take them all outside so they die.
Yeah. House spiders can't live outside. Share your space.
Nah.
Or put them in a barn so they can have fisticuffs with each other.
I'd rather just whop the web with my broom and then scrape it off on the porch like I normally do.
Ooh, spider fighting ring.
I don't know. That feels like a slippery slope. You start a spider fighting ring, and next thing you know, people are going to be feeding steroids to these fucking spiders so that they give an advantage. And the next thing you know, we got giant spider invasions, and nobody wants that. Nobody wants fucking 30-foot things ballooning onto your house and then
Well, if they
hatching
get
in
that big,
thousands.
they can't balloon anymore. So I'm kind of okay with it.
Could they not though? Maybe the weight is maybe they put out enough if they put out enough silk for their size as they're small, maybe they can put out enough silk for the bigger size.
No.
That's
like a monkey with too large of a kite.
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't like it.
So we scrap the spider fighting and we bring in praying mantis fights.
That's not better.
I like praying mantises.
It's scary.
Even though they can spit on you.
Makes me think of the Meet the Applegates movie. Anybody remember that?
Nope.
Yeah, I do actually.
A family of South American spider or mantises disguise themselves as people, and they live in the suburbs.
Oh, I need to watch this. Or I bet it's one of those movies I've seen and have forgotten.
Got Christina Applegate in it and Dabney Coleman as their hive mother.
You sure she's in it, or you just think that because her name's so similar to the name of the movie?
No, it's just weird that she's also in the movie.
The 1990s film.
Oh God, I remember the cover of it.
Who's that actor? He's the guy who takes the subway to the Oscars.
Ed Begley Jr.
Ed Begley Jr. Yes.
I'm looking at the name, and you said it faster.
Now, whenever somebody makes a joke about hippy dippy environmentalist shit and actor together, I just assume it's Ed Begley Jr.
Oh well, yeah. I recognize his old photo. I do not recognize his young man photo.
And the guy with the mustache, that's Dabney Coleman, I believe.
Oh, and you were wrong.
It isn't Christina Applegate?
It is not Christina Applegate. It is Camille Cooper.
Oh.
I was right. You're the
there
idiot.
You go. Can't win them all.
Oh, 2.5 stars. All right, Jeff. Sorry, we're not gaming tonight. We're going to live stream Meet the Applegates from 1990.
I don't mind. I like that movie. I watched this a bunch of times, actually.
Also, Frank, you're wrong too. Not praying mantises, cockroaches.
Yeah, they're cockroaches.
Are they cockroaches? Because they look like praying mantises. They have the praying mantis heads.
No, there are definitely cockroaches out there that have those. They're freaky.
Yeah, I've seen Mimic. It's a documentary about the terrors of New York.
No. What you're talking about?
Have you not seen Mimic?
No.
Oh, let's watch Mimic.
Oh, it's good. It's a solid movie.
It's a little dated at this point. I rewatched it not too long. I fell asleep to it not too long ago, and it's one of those movies I shouldn't put on to go to sleep to because I tend to get sucked in with the nostalgia and stay awake. Like that and The Relic, like those like bad monster 90s big budget, quote unquote big budget theater movies.
Yeah, movies that would have been way better had they done practical effects all to a movie.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna fact check you here, Toker. They are actually they're the Brazilian cocodora, which are an order of the Mantodea, which are mantises. They were praying mantises.
If you just typed in please prove me right Google and somebody will put a sentence down that makes you sound smart.
He's talking to the Google AI. Please
It's
make me
straight
sound
up
smart
off the
and correct.
Wikipedia.
Oh, see, I went to IMDb, the aficionado source of movie information. You could have changed the Wikipedia input.
I didn't.
Anyway, so Meet the Applegates, fine film. The Mimic, okay film. The Relic, terrible film, but probably the one I like the best out of these three.
That's
God,
monster.
I love The Relic.
It's got that short lady with the glasses. I like her a lot.
Yeah, it's got that scene where like all the SWAT people go in through the roof because for some reason they can't use the door, and they see the monster, which is this horrible. It's the first time you get to really see it, and you're like, oh, computers aren't good yet because it doesn't look great. But they're trying to pull the people back up. Yeah, they're trying to pull the people back up, and the one guy almost makes it, but the relic fucking snips him in half. And as a kid, I was like, fuck yeah. And as an adult, I'm like, wow, that's awful looking. Like that doesn't look like real viscera at all.
It makes me think of the Predator 2 when, spoilers, Gary Busey gets cut in half and just his bottom half falls over and just a bucket of blood falls out. And then his top half just disapparates, I guess, because it never falls over.
Do y'all care about spoilers for a 3-body problem?
I mean, I've read the books.
I haven't done anything about it.
It's a new show on Netflix.
I'll never watch it. Go ahead.
Episode 5, invisible wires slice a bunch of people in half. And it's
the ship they're on.
Yeah, it's fucking incredible. It's awful, but it was done very well.
What is the 3-body problem? Is it sci-fi? Is it?
It's hard sci-fi for the most part.
Yeah, you should watch it. It's pretty good.
I'll probably just listen to the audiobook.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, it's dense, and the book 1 super grim. Book 2 also pretty grim. Book 3 really grim. Anyway, it's a grim series.
Perfect for falling asleep to.
Yeah.
No, you don't want these nightmares.
You don't know what I want.
Okay, whatever.
I'd rather have nightmares than my dreams going, hey, you burnt the casserole at work. Let's have a dream in high detail about you burning a casserole at work. It's just like my brain. I know I have an imagination. I play this stupid game eventually. But our brain could do anything. And it's like, nah, you burnt a casserole at work and go. And I'm just like, I'd rather dream of nothing than that. Thanks, brain.
I'd rather dream of space murder. Oh, speaking of space murder.
That wasn't subtle at all, Frakes.
I was thinking about the 3-body problem, honestly, and then he started to say it. I was like, oh yeah, this is Starfinder.
Oh, right. We do play that game, apparently.
Eventually.
Well, let's get started on probably the last arc of Raiders of the Lark 2.0.
Wouldn't say it's the last. Oh, arc. Not Lark. It's not the last Lark. The last arc.
There are many Larks left within us.
Yes.
Horrible little demonic birds. Anyway, where were we?
Taking over the universe.
Hey.
We definitely weren't getting shot at by some 500 different ships all at the same time.
Right. A wave of light fills up all your visualizers as your ship plows forward toward the fold gate. In short order, a violent rumble fills the chambers of the colony vessel that you're on. Everyone has done their very best to batten down the hatches and secure themselves. This vessel has but one weapon, and it is a close range one. And so you're basically hoping beyond hope that the 20-foot thick hull will hold out against the bombardment, the onslaught of two different space forces. Everything is nothing but rumbles and sparks and flickering lights for what feels like an eternity, but is in fact about 5 minutes. And then finally, in all your heads, you hear a voice, cold, robotic. Do not approach further. Warning. Prepare for a scan and then prepare to be destroyed. The robots with you come across your comms amongst all the noise and the rumbling of the gunfire. It should be sending out some sort of psychic message. Are you getting it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It did, yes.
It might be a little confused and garbled.
No, it's pretty clear that it's going to scan us then murder us all.
Ah, good. The scan's going to go off first. That's great. You feel more than see the scan going on, a deep penetrating beam of energy. And then you hear the voice in all your heads ask a single question. Scion or subordinate?
Scion.
What?
Subordinate, and I'm going like, I look over to the sheriff and I tell him, "You're Scion."
If you say so.
Oh, I thought it was asking, what the signal was. Okay, subordinate.
It's asking each of you in your head, Scion or subordinate. Sorry if I wasn't clear.
No, I thought it was that same. Anyway, yeah.
We're all supposed to say subordinate because the other guy's got the dude's DNA.
Correct.
He's got,
Or at least that's what I'm assuming.
You hear the marshal take your advice, Essex, and he goes, Scion.
Yeah, because the marshal's just full of that other dude's DNA.
I wish you wouldn't put it that way.
Just overflowing with it.
The beam strength intensifies as the scan goes deeper. And then you hear the psionic echoes back into all your minds. Scan successful. Fold gate opening. Prepare to enter. Are you still at the helm, guys?
Yeah, full speed ahead.
All right. You're basically working on triangulation now based on the last known locations of the gate because there's been so much blast to the hull, it's almost impossible to see out of any visualizers or anything like that. And most any other exterior cameras have been destroyed. The ship lurches forward as you guide it, and you can feel another intense psychic wave come over you. This one is a warning. Numerous injuries detected. Unstable genetic markers occurring. Fold gate down for repairs in 10 minutes. I am lonely. will you be my friend?
Yes, I will.
Um,
But we've
You-
been through this before.
you see the robots. You see the robots say, look at you, and one of them goes, "What's it saying?"
It wants it needs a friend.
Do not interact with it in any kind of personal way.
Why not?
What you're listening to is a 1,000-year-old brain in a jar, essentially. In order to hack these gates for Imperial use, they harvested a bunch of psionically active people to direct the needs of the Emperor's wishes more. There's a crazy brain operating this thing, and it has been in outer space, basically living off nutrient tanks and emotional inhibitors, which may or may not be currently topped off. So,
Well, would it not be in our best interest to make sure it is happy right this second? At least till we get through?
the the robots look at each other, and then finally Anderson Lubricant Dark Matter says, if you feel that is necessary, interact.
All right. I will try to maintain some at least minor connection and
Play I Spy with it.
for offer some interaction. Actually, I will try to upload some of our entertainment to it because it probably hasn't had entertainment in a long time.
All right, give me both. Give me a diplomacy and a computers.
Well, that's cool because, but I just took a level of envoy and I took inspiration in diplomacy. Let's see how this works.
Whipping out these extra classes at the end, right here.
Well, it's like, why not? Okay.
Jeff takes classes like we take feeds.
Pretty much. Yep.
With regret. No way.
Yes.
So, okay, 22 plus 6 is 28.
On the diplomacy?
Yep.
All right. Essex, you are pulled out of yourself for what feels like hours, where you are just basically in a sort of a reddish void. Talking to a point.
Because you said computer check also, right?
Yeah.
31.
Talking to a point of light, a personality that is severely traumatized, but also incredibly in need of contact.
Here's a question for you, because I've got psychology also. Can I also use that to kind of help diagnose and try to treat their mental state?
Wild.
Well, let's see. You would have to prolong contact, and you're not exactly sure how your mental the mental construct you are equates to the outside world.
Okay.
So if you want to try that, you can.
Well, I will use my psychology to kind of try to make sure I protect myself.
All right.
Just get through the gate, and then we turn to look at Essex, and he's just a drooling pile in the chair.
Well, that is one way to end a series.
Or at least your involvement in it.
Go ahead.
The point of light in the red void basically gives off the impression that this person is severely traumatized, deep psychological PTSD, kind of like this is a person that would need literally years and years of therapy and a full body rebuild in order to to normally interact with a world that he would no longer understand. This person, in your medical professional opinion, Dr. Essex, would be better off dead, but is kind of stuck here where you need him or them, hard to say. But they do warm to your idea of taking on some kind of entertainment or some sort of distraction. And so
I will upload it then.
it opens
using my memory thing because I can share memories.
Okay.
So I will share my memories with it, using all the things that I've watched, all the entertainment stuff from the Inner Spheres. So I will upload my memories of those kind of entertainments to them.
All right. The psychic presence in the full gate opens up its computerized like systems fully to you. You realize you could, if you want, reach in and do anything you want to the full gate within its operational capacity.
So
Well, I want to make sure that we have full functionality to be able to get through without any, and I don't want to trigger any emergency. I don't want them to be like shut me down. So I don't want to do anything that would be considered hostile. But I just want to upload all the stuff for them and then make sure that we are good on going through and then prevent anybody from following us.
All right, you can do that. You can suggest to the entity that it only allow one vessel through.
Can I get a point of clarification here? This entity's been floating in isolation for like 1,000 years.
Mm-hmm.
And Essex just popped into his brain and said, here's the entire Marvel Extended Universe.
Yes.
Understood. Okay.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure I was on that same page.
Now, here's Netflix and Hulu and Disney Plus. Have fun.
All right.
No Crunchyroll? Come on, Jeff.
Well, I got to keep some for myself.
It's too personal. Too personal. Can't let it go.
Don't look at my history. Don't look at my history.
Delete my browser history. But after you have this exchange with it, it agrees to what you want. And basically you are shunted back to your body, realizing that all this happened in maybe the tick of a blink. No one else seems to notice your interaction, and then Andy says, are you going to interact with it?
Done. We're good to go. Let's continue.
These gates disturb me. All right, Geist, give me a piloting check.
Piloting check. 36.
All right.
Actual 17.
The vessel is continually rocked by weapon fire and explosions, and it's almost hard to like just line your finger up just to press certain buttons, but you are able to push through and guide the vessel to where it needs to go, to the fold gate. And you can tell when you hit the fold gate because you can see a wall of white light moving through the vessel into the interior windows toward your bridge, which eventually engulfs you all. You feel nauseous. You feel disconnected from your bodies. You feel, in short, as if you are being folded inside out.
Oh, like ayahuasca.
And the next thing you know, you're back to normal. And everything is quiet and you're just floating in midair. And you also see a lot of alerts going on that basically the ship is mostly dead. You only have a few engine, like a few working engine bits remaining. You see from your sensors that you are in a gravity well as well, moving towards a planet. I'll need both piloting, engineering.
25 piloting.
25 piloting?
Oh, I forgot to do my paradoxes.
Well, roll them up real quick.
I'll just roll. Let's just roll. 31.
Mm.
I'm on it.
It doesn't take long for everyone else to realize what's going on. And they're shouting, they're screaming. The marshal is shouting over everyone's heads, everyone, secure yourself as best you can. I think we're going to crash. And indeed, you all feel your stomachs drop as the dual gravity systems aboard both the ship and whatever the gravity well you're caught in catch you. Everyone, for a moment, feels stuck in place, while at the same time accelerating. The interior of the vessel heats rapidly. Those of you who can sweat or do sweat and profusely.
Do we
Those
think
of
this vessel will survive an impact?
That depends on your piloting and your engineering. You divert as much power as you can to what you think the orientation of the rockets are, Valgorth. And Essex takes it over from there, piloting. You basically feel the ship rumbling again as you are now hitting the solid interference of an atmosphere. And in short order, without too much bluster, I'll just fast forward till the end. There is an explosion of noise. The ship tumbles end over end, and everyone and everything inside is tossed, smashed, battered. And then finally, all is dark.
Kind of like
End of campaign.
Credits. Joel Schumacher film.
Honestly, I rolled a percentile for, well, I'll tell you in a second.
I use my precog ability to get out of whatever that is.
Mhm.
Give it to somebody else.
Right.
It's in my backstory. It's how my character would act.
Some of you are battered pretty profusely. Some of you are pinned under debris. You hear wails, you hear crying.
Gnashing of teeth.
No, not, there's not a lot of teeth left for some people.
Oh no.
Hard to hear gnashing as well.
I
I
don't
will
know.
immediately get up and start helping people get them uncovered from the wreckage and try to gather all the injured together so I can actually heal them.
All right. Finally, some dim emergency lights come on, but you can tell from struggling over to the engineering bays that there won't be much power left on this vessel shortly, and the best thing to do is evacuate whoever you can.
We're
Moving
on the
through-
planet, right?
You're on a planet, yes.
We're on a planet.
Yeah. You hear a sound that is unfamiliar until you realize that it sounds like highly distorted whine. And when your lights come around, you can see Andy on her knees over the chassis of nearby Zillion. His upper torso has mostly been destroyed by some falling debris. A few of the other robots are attempting to move it, but you can tell nearby is dead. Or
Is he
destroyed.
completely dead or about to be destroyed? Like is he fading away?
His upper torso is mostly destroyed.
Because I can use either repair and touch that can heal him, or I can use make whole.
You can attempt those things, but you're guessing that most of his thinky bits are now and shattered into a lot of pieces.
So no way to download him to save him.
Corrupted. The hard drive has been corrupted.
The high-pitched whining, you realize, is Andy having trouble dealing with the loss. And the closest thing you've ever heard to a robot crying. The noise suddenly cuts out, and you can hear her voice sputtering. No, everything was on the other vessel. Everything that could have. No. He's gone. You see that the robot's trying to clear the body away. or move the body out. And Andy basically stands up and says, I'm afraid it's going to fall to me to lead from here. I'm not sure I have what it takes.
It's a coup.
Cool.
She set this all up.
Yes, she set this all up.
She wanted the power.
Remove several tons of fucking debris.
No, I'm sorry. I'm trying to bring levity to this solemn occasion.
Smooth.
The marshal basically struggles his way out of his or up and out of where he was sitting. Basically, he was basically locked in the place to be treated and given the genetic markers, and it basically served as a seatbelt for him. So basically, he just had been tumbling around on this chair, bolted to the floor the whole time. He unlocks himself and falls to the floor. He's got some cuts and gashes on what remains of his skin. Like I said, he is a very old military cyborg, and most of him is gone except for like his internal organs and his brain. Most of the skin on him is synthetic. Basically, all the parts that are flesh are not visible on the marshal.
He's Adam Smasher.
I guess so.
I will do a quick.
He's basically another brain in a jar.
I will do a quick look over and make sure he's fine.
All right, you give him a quick look over. You see that he's accepted the DNA successfully. You also see that there is a problem associated with this in that it has increased his healing rate.
Okay.
And now you can see that while the scan looks horrible, like a lot of his internal workings are rupturing as far as the mechanical parts go, a lot of him seems to be, I don't know how to put it, growing back.
Yeah. So from what I can tell, if I see anything that like can be removed that would help him allow how rapid is the regrowth?
You're guessing he's getting 1% a minute.
Then I will start disabling the mechanical parts.
He's confused at first. What are you doing?
Your body's regrowing back. Your biological body's regrowing back. So now I need to remove some of your mechanical body to make way for the physical biological body.
He taps his head. He's like, "What about this?" Tink, 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 tink.
And I'll double check.
He doesn't have a metal plated skull. He's got a metal skull. Like almost everything but the brain sacs, the meninges, everything is mostly gone except for like a small core of bone that the spine is attached to. And it looks like it's trying to creep its way into the pockets of the metal skull.
It'll either absorb it or it will work around it and fill in the gaps.
I hope so. All right, you tear bits and pieces off him as you go. Basically, people are being escorted out by the robots. You hear a voice, a tinny voice, come across your comms. Hey, I'm upside down.
I'll get to you momentarily. First things first, though. Marcus. I'll start running around for Marcus.
A hairy figure falls from the ceiling and lands on its feet in front of you. He's like, "This collar Alexander Neverman gave me is amazing. Look at this." He lifts his feet up. They're like deployed suction cups. Like
it's got spider crawl on it. Oh, thank God you're okay. Okay.
Hey, I'm pretty stoked to see you alive too.
Get up here, buddy. Pat my shoulder.
He climbs you.
Let's go get Fanny upright.
Is that a euphemism for sex? All right. You disappear into the workings of the ship, heading towards the base.
It is definitely not, Marcus. I don't know how many times I have to tell you. Thank you, but no.
Valgorth,
Yes.
you do your scans as well. You see that the escape pod, the escape pod hatch is blown. The escape pod escaped during the course of the crash.
That escape pod was all I was living for.
You had already packed it full of your shit. You were ready to go.
Just all the fucking galley is in there. Just like food and water.
All my backup vape pens.
All my ammo, all my guns.
You guys are going to be upset. The escape pod is gone, and so is all of our toilet paper.
It's okay. We have Marcus.
And here I thought I was going to become narratively inconvenient after everything I had to offer the campaign was over. But hey, I'm with it.
Stop breaking the fourth wall. How many times do I have to tell you?
I'm sorry. I had to pick up a new shtick. At any rate, Weepscape, what are you doing during all this?
Just trying to make myself useful. Seeing if anybody needs help doing things that strong people could do.
All right.
Dancing in front of the wounded.
Yeah.
You know, it helps to build morale. What else?
It would help more to help find a way out of this vessel, but that's not hard to do. A lot of it seems to be missing, and once you guys escape from the basically where everyone was flying, you find you only lost about 1% of the people. You had about that was my percentile roll, by the way. I rolled a 99. You guys basically had a miraculous landing and lost about 6 people. What?
99 percentile, we still lost our escape pod and all of our toilet paper. Shenanigans.
Damn.
I call shenanigans.
Well, that toilet paper thing is your fault.
You shouldn't have soaked it first. I don't know why you always soak the toilet paper before you use it.
Just,
You get confused with the bidet.
Yeah. If I wet the toilet paper first, I'll get cleaner faster. Anyway, what does it take?
Fingers will get dirtier fast.
What does it take to get the ship upright and exited from the vessel?
All right. After moving your way through the vessel, through the crashed remains of the vessel, you and Marcus finally come to where the landing bay is. You see that the ship the robots came in on is basically partially crushed. But the Fool's Gambit seems to be mostly intact, though on its back. Its legs, its wings, everything had sort of retracted into a sort of defensive lozenge during the crash. You see there's a number of bumpers that have been deployed. But other than that, everything is mostly in working order. You're going to have to get it refinished, of course, but the ship is basically just waiting for someone to come in and unlock it. Fanny 56 is your basically an AI, is your emergency pilot, but you guys really haven't really glued her in on the command structure of your crew. So when this thing went into emergency lockdown, she's locked out too.
I'll make my way in and start firing up systems, disabling the emergency crash protocol.
All right.
And try to get it upright so that we can fly this thing to where we need to go.
All right. You feel the ship shift. Its emergency protocol shut off. The legs extend, and the ship skitters into an upright position. The wings deploy, bashing off basically the doors of the hold here. And when you crawl it out onto the exterior of the colony ship, over the top, the smoking wreckage all around you, what you see is rows and rows and rows in every direction of buildings, a vast city, all around you.
How many of those buildings did we take out?
You look behind you and you see that there is maybe a 2-mile furrow behind you.
Folks, we probably need to evacuate if we're going to continue. We could leave the homesteaders to answer for this.
You can basically, as you crawl the ship across the vessel, you can see where the homesteaders and your crew is basically coming out of a breach on the ground level.
Yeah, we basically perpetrated 9/11.
Ah,
We need to get the fuck out of here.
No, we just rescued a new emperor.
Valid.
You what are you landing down there to get your crew, or are you gonna?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll bring the ship down so that we can load up.
The Fool's Gambit lands in the middle of a wide boulevard in front of the crashed vessel where everyone is escaping. The thing you see around you, that there are people all in the streets, all humans, all bustling about their busy days. And I'm not just joking there. It looks like everything beyond the crash point has not affected anything, has not been affected by anything behind the crash point. The humans are just going about their business.
Almost as if they're not even aware of the crash.
Correct.
Perhaps we don't need to get the fuck out of here just yet.
Are they real?
Are they wearing
Good question.
VR headsets?
Yeah. Where are we? Is this the home? Like, I want to do some scanning to see, is this the home world? Is this the satellite planet? Where are we?
Andy speaks up and says, "No, we're at the right place. This is the home world. Or the throne world."
Throne world. That was a word.
Are there any strange magics I can detect?
There are a number of strange magics you can detect here. Most of them are illusory, and a lot of them are necromantic in nature.
I'll pass that information along. If anybody wants to do like a technological sweep, but it looks like this might all be fake, magic-wise.
Mysticism to try to decipher what's going on along with the detect magic.
All right. You detect magic, and like I said, you get those two auras in strong succession. And your technological sweep, who was doing that one?
I thought that was going to be Jeff, but he kind of jumped on doing mysticism, so...
What is that role?
I mean, if it's just engineering, you got the best engineering, don't you?
I figured it'd be a computers thing.
Well, there's no real computers out here, but except for whatever things you bring with you. Oh wait, no, that's right. You guys have the gambit you can run into.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll run a scan from the gambit. Probably should do that before we left the gambit, huh?
You run the scan from the gambit, and you see that this place is almost utterly devoid of life signs. All the humans you see seem to be fake.
Are they physically fake or fake humans and actually necromantic constructs of some sort?
You see that you testing that theory is easy. Actually, you not even necessarily you need to test it. They appear to be solid. They step around and on top of any debris that has floated in their way from the crash.
Look at the buildings. Are the buildings real, or are they just kind of like storage facilities? I'm starting to think Matrix here.
The buildings are they're real. They are not really well decorated. Like they're plain. Everything here is depressingly samey. A lot of the people in the street look the same as each other, as if they only had so many face templates to go around.
They're the deja vu people.
Like, okay, you know the NPCs and say a cityscape video game like Grand Theft Auto or something, how they will repeat a lot of the,
or even Cyberpunk.
yeah, or Cyberpunk has like a lot of repeat people.
So there are doors into these buildings.
Yeah, there are doors.
If you look inside there, can you see? Is it like an apartment building type of thing, loosely, or what's in there?
Basically, like it is the generic version of a person's daily life. Some buildings are labeled like restaurant, and you see that there are people eating at tables, but the plates have nothing on them, and everything is basically sort of a monotone color. And they're being served empty glasses as drinks. Like this whole place is like a giant dollhouse.
So is it magic or is it holograms or is it like a combination of both?
It is a little bit of both. It is intensified. It is holographic projection intensified by magic onto what you're guessing are very rudimentary automaton.
I wonder what the purpose of this place is.
Keep the Emperor distracted? To keep him thinking that he is doing a good job? The people there not undead, are they? The robots?
As far as you can tell, the necromancy aura seems to be emanating from below the street level.
Is there any way to find like a
No, there are manholes and things like that.
yeah, manholes, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, there are access points.
Take a peek and look.
Yeah, if they're not reacting to this crash, perhaps we can leave the Gambit here and go explore the city itself.
You look inside one of the access points and down, and you can see that there is just a massive line of also people in the underside of the street, and they are basically all pushing a pole jutting from the wall forward, as if they're all galley slaves on an ancient sailing vessel. These people are mostly cybernetically or magically animate dead.
Does it look like you say a galley pole? Are they pulling it back, or is it just a line of people walking past holding a pole?
It's basically they're basically walking through infinite turnstiles.
We're in hell. We died.
Okay, like a mill. That's what I'm picturing. It is sort of like a grist
like
mill.
the wheel, like that wheel in Conan.
That's exactly what I was thinking of.
That's exactly what I was thinking of as well.
That's what all these dead people are doing. They are basically that thing. They
Also,
are,
I can't think of that scene without thinking of Arnold in the commentary describing that scene to you as if you were blind, because that's why people listen to commentary. Just started with, this is me walking, look at me pushing the thing around, and then the passage of time, and we're like, yeah, Arnold, we're watching the movie.
You would have think that they would have stopped him before he got so jacked he could murder anybody that came in contact with him, but
Oh, I thought you were about to be like, you thought they would have stopped him in the commentary from describing. Nobody in real life goes up to Arnold and stops it. No,
that was back before the movie studios didn't actually give a shit what you put on commentary.
Yeah.
There's nothing special.
These are not real monster dogs. These are just dogs with masks on, and they attack me.
And if you believe that, you believe Richard Simmons has little babies running around.
God.
For some reason, that makes me think of the spoofy Ian McKellen interview where he's like, "You play Gandalf. How did you enjoy that?" Well, you see, I'm not really a wizard in real life. So when the camera is on, I pretend that I am Gandalf. Anyway, so yeah, we see them gristmilling down below. They're undead, cybernetic, necromantic zombies powering the city. I'm assuming it's powering it. Is this space North Korea?
Spice.
Spice.
So
Well, yeah.
okay, what's our plan? Are we just going to fly to the throne and be like, "Hey, Emperor guy, your planet is bullshit, and here's your new emperor"?
Do you have a better plan than that? Asks Andy.
Nope.
Face.
No, I just didn't know if that was what we wanted to do, or if we were going to try to get to the bottom of the necromantic zombies.
I'm afraid the person with the plan had his head crushed about 25 minutes ago. All I have here is this. She holds up the piece of equipment, says his virus, and a general idea of where the palace is.
Let's have fun.
Didn't have this like drawn up and saved in the Google Doc cloud or something?
Well, there's something called OPSEC that I would hope you would have learned about by now, and especially in the... You know what? Never mind. I'm not going to explain this to you. No, I don't.
I understand the concept, but not even a PDA, a privately sourced PDA that he had his notes in? This is like trying to take over a novel series after the original author dies without any kind of notes.
Looking at you, Brandon Sanderson.
He had notes.
I mean, when he eventually does finish Game of Thrones.
That's R.R. Martin. Oh, you mean when Brandon Sanderson
finishes R.R. Martin's work?
Well, I hope he goes back a book and scraps like whatever.
Not enough polyamory for a Sanderson book.
Weird for a Mormon. All right. Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, not weird for a Mormon.
Yeah, weird for a normal. Pretty average for a Mormon.
Anyway.
Looking at you, Mormon fans. Hi.
Oh, one of you.
Anyway, okay, so let's find this palace and fight our way to the Emperor and put a bullet in his brain or whatever it is we're supposed to do.
Very well. The marshal appoints some people to lead.
I'm calling it right now, though. The Emperor is another brain in a jar.
Well, I mean, it's the Presleskinar Empire, buddy. Most everyone in charge is a brain in a jar. Didn't you know?
No, I did not.
There's a reason the humans here live centuries.
It's a very Futurama future.
Yeah.
Are we gonna get to like smash a bunch of brains in a jar?
Generally, they like to put on clothes, but
Getting some real Lex vibes.
Oh no.
we worship his shadow.
If y'all aren't familiar with Lex, Tales
Not
from
familiar.
I think they renamed it to Tales from a Parallel Universe.
Yeah, but it's Lex.
It's weird.
It's oddly sexual.
It is oddly sexual.
Incredibly horny.
Yes.
Is it a TV show? Is it what is it?
It was a number of made-for-TV films cut into a TV show from Canada.
It was like a mini series.
What time period?
90s.
So
mid 90s.
Yeah.
Like the first movie is probably the most actually really world-building, interesting one. Like the hero in it starts out as like a I can't even use the word hero. None of the characters are heroic. None of them.
No, it is all gray morally.
Like, Stanley is
interesting.
Kai is an undead assassin.
I love the undead assassin. He's
the girl is a mutated, like, fucking lizard lady.
lizard worm,
Something like that.
It's like somebody recorded a fever dream that Trent Reznor had and turned it into a TV show. And I say that because I've just
with
pulled
more
it up.
jokes.
The one guy that's in like the Dom black suit and he has the weird sci-fi pompadour, but it's
Yes.
That's Kai.
also it's I feel like he would have been in a synth rock band in the late 80s.
I believe he was.
What, like, like what station it came on? Was it like cable?
I saw it on
Showtime.
Sci-Fi Channel initially.
I saw it on Showtime.
Okay.
Or was it Cinemax? It might have been Cinemax.
Well, that was a nice diversion.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No.
But we digress.
We have digressed enough. Let's get back to the plot, as it were. So loading onto the ship, your crew, Anderson, the marshal, who leaves some of his people in charge. He tells them to find a building that can occupy anyone and basically fortify all the points. He pushes over one of the automatons. He's like, these things aren't giving us much trouble now, but try to sweep any of them you can find out into the streets. And we'll hopefully get back to you if we're not dead. Otherwise,
Best of luck.
good luck, folks. The settlers basically are all like, good luck, Marshal, whatever you're doing. Good luck, Xenos. We're behind you, whatever.
And you, civilians.
Thank you for surviving.
Yes, I'm so glad you all survived. Time to rebuild this world in your image.
All right.
An image. Rebuild this world in an image.
Yes, in some kind of image.
The Fool's Gambit takes to the air and begins moving across moving towards the atmosphere. But you can see on your scanners that now suddenly a whole lot, and you can actually see them through the atmosphere of ships are arriving in the orbit of the planet.
Stealth field.
Do you have a stealth field?
Jeff?
We discussed the cloaking field.
We ain't got that kind of funds for that kind of thing.
The ship levels up on its own, remember? Free money?
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying we ain't got the shit behind to do that kind of crap.
Go through and just recalculate real quick.
Yeah. Get
right.
rid of the missile
Crunch those numbers one more time.
launcher. Still coming out 3.3 repeating, huh?
As you're flying along, you get a hail.
Put it on comms.
Go ahead.
You see Kreider. You see him in the background of the image that he is talking from. You can see the outside a window, a beautiful bright blue day, like in the planet that you're on. You can see numerous buildings in the background. You can see an active, bustling city behind him. He's like, "Hello. What are you doing on my planet?"
We're not.
It's not your planet.
This is the Emperor's planet.
Well, I speak for the Emperor.
Do you really?
That's odd because we have the Emperor here.
The Emperor does not want you here, and I'm just giving you the courtesy call. You can flee, or you can die. It's not really a personal matter to me, but it's going to take a lot to repair that section of the planet that you unceremoniously scraped up.
What an interesting planet, by the way.
Oh yes. It is a good facsimile but we try to provide at least a bit of nostalgia for the good old days. Who are you?
Do you not recognize us?
This is 2.0. Or actually, this is Kreider 3.6.
This is probably Kreider, the original. That's my bet.
This is one of his bodies.
This might be his original body.
I don't think so. He
I
doesn't
think
have a
we're all
original
having
body.
this conversation out loud while he's listening.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You know about the duplicates. So excuse me. The screen goes dark for a moment. Then you get a different hail from orbit.
Put it through.
You see a different Kreider. This one, badly damaged. Like his face is like gashed and gory. Like you can tell which ship he's on. It's Princesses.
Oh, hello.
Is she
You-
dead?
You bastards. You bastards. I wanted you out of this. All you had to do was leave. I would have given you so much money to just leave.
How much?
Yeah, actually, give us a new offer.
I'm afraid we're a bit beyond that now. I'm out of my jurisdiction. In fact, all of us have gotten the recall button. And you see there's a lot of flashing like incoming message lights. And you can see on the preview screens that there are a lot of Kreiders on a lot of different spaceships. And I'm afraid we're going to have to take you down.
Well, before you do that, and actually, I will cut the message real quick and just like, do we want to upload the virus now?
Absolutely. Yeah. If we have the ability to, let's do that immediately.
I'm afraid it must be uploaded in person.
Okay.
It needs to be. This is a hardware to hardware transfer.
All right. Well then.
Well, the
Well, you
good news
sure you want to
is-
do that kind of stuff?
Well,
Do
all
I?
the other Kreiders are on the other side of the fold gate.
No, they're not. All the other Kreiders, you're guessing, don't have a problem getting through the fold gate. All the other Kreiders are robots.
Oh, yeah. I thought Jeff told it to shut down. Oh, well. Okay, well. Buckle up, buckaroos.
He also gave it a bunch of distracting media, so.
Fair point. It's busy on its third rewatch of Thor Ragnarok.
It's funny. The first two movies were pretty forgettable, if not just played bad. This third one's really good.
And then it drops back off again. It's weird.
Yeah.
It doesn't drop off that hard. I like the fourth one.
Anyway, so
I haven't seen it.
No, let's talk about Love and Thunder for.
let me end the goddamn session. Guys, you actually get coordinates. Anderson says, I'm patching into the local satellites was easy. She sends them over to you. Well, here's the planetary coordinates. There's so much signal pinging off the various ships. Triangulating it wasn't a problem. And then she says, I don't think once we get close, we're not going to be able to fly our way in.
No, I imagine we're going to have to do this the old-fashioned way.
And with that, you punch the acceleration,
Do a barrel roll.
do a barrel roll, and fly into the sunset of the Presleskinar homeworld, heading towards throne world, heading towards the palace itself. And next time, we pick up. There's going to be a lot of combat. I hope you like that because that's what we're doing.
Damn. I made my character more diplomatic instead of more combat effective.
Well, Reason with the bullets.
No,
Reason.
Jeff said that. Jeff's lying. Jeff made his character more diplomatic and more deadly. He did
Jeff
not give
could not
up
have
one for the other.
I know what Jeff did. He took that level to make you guys more combat effective.
Yep, because I now can say get them.
All right.
Oh yeah, that is a good
Thanks for
one.
listening, everyone, and we'll see you next time for Raiders of the Lark 2.0.
www.homebrewtreaders.com.